Hi guys, here I am after quite some time making a tutorial for you guys. Today we're gonna look how you can speed up your iOS development. I'm gonna make a tutorial series of tips to speed up your iOS development. So you are in the first part of it. So let's get started. I'm gonna create it's called tips 1. I'm gonna put this in my tutorial folder here, and basically what I'm gonna do in the first part, I'm gonna add a header file and how you can add a PCH file and basic stuff, basic structure. And first one is to add a define like header file. I call it as a define because I defined different macros there, so I can use it on every view controller. And PCH is to import files. The PCH stands for pre-compiled header, so it will be pre-compiled when you add a specific view controller or a specific framework. So you don't have to import every time you call a method on that particular class. So let's add a define header file. Normally I create a folder for this because I like to keep my project clean, structure clean. So I'll name this as supporting files. And from here I'm gonna add a new file. Sorry, that should be a header file. Header file, I'm gonna name this as defines. Under the supported files, I'm gonna create it. So you have your defines. Okay. For this example, I have my own define file, and I'm gonna import that and delete this one. I'm gonna add a file. It's in my this folder and defines. An option, make sure you check these copy items if needed. Then this will be copied to your project folder. Add. In define files, while I define some macros, you can see some messages and base URLs and some colors and float numbers and some other stuff. So in order to use this class, you have to basically import defines, so you can use those macros you have created there. Let's say in slog my macro. But yeah, you just can call base URL. So if you run this project, you will see in the debug area the string you defined in the macro. So this will be print if you run the project. And the other step is to create a PCH file, that pre-compiled header file. And let's create that one. Go to new file, and under other, you got pieces file here. Basically, uh, up to Xcode 6, Apple has Apple had added it automatically, but after Xcode 6, as I remember, in Xcode 7, they did not add the PCH file, so we had to create manually and configure the path for it. So I'm going to create it and store the file under supporting files. Create. So you can import any class, any framework in this um, PCH file, and it will be automatically imported in any class. So, for example, if I import that defines defines.h, and I go here and I delete this, I'll be sorry, I forgot to configure the path. Right. Let's go to build setting and search for prefix compile, and prefix compile header is by default no, set to no, and you have to make it set yes, and configure the path. So I'm going to configure the path now. When you enter that, you will directly get the path to your project. So in my case, my defines pre-compiled header is on the tips one, and another tips one, and supporting files. So I'm gonna tips one and supporting files, and this one. Should be okay. And I maybe space here. Should be okay now. Now, let's see it. Okay, I mean, give me a second, guys. Hi, I think I found the issue. I have mistakenly entered the wrong name here. It should be tips one, and now it should be fine, but it's not. Okay, view controller. So um, he can find the base URL. So that means yeah. So let's import that defines by defines.h, and we build project is gonna be success. And if you run the project now, you will see that this base URL has been printed in the debug area. Yes, my macro in the baseurl.com/API. So another tip is, if you now in Xcode, after Xcode 7, as I remember, they removed the prefixed name. So when you go to project, you have class prefix. If you enter, I'm gonna enter my uh, first names, first name characters, HM, yeah. And if you're gonna create a like let's say a view controller, it's if you see now it's automatically uh, prefixed with the HM in the class name. So you don't have to type every time the prefix, whatever the string you need to put. So that will be really helpful for you to speed up a little bit the development. Um, for today, that's it. I'm gonna finish the tutorial now. In the next tutorial, I'll be doing how you can add some basic classes like utilities, some managers, some UI configuration classes. So you can create common methods for on those classes and use those in your view controller. Uh, that will be really helpful because so you don't have that's basically developing. So guys, if you like this video, hit like button, and if you wanna get more stuff like this, hit subscribe button down below. For now, I'm off. Bye guys, see you next time.